Welcome to Joyrider.fun. My name's Joy. Congratulations on purchasing your brand new Joyrider Dustless Air System, a system designed to make your off-road adventures so much more enjoyable. In this video, I will be going over installation. Installation should take 20 to 30 minutes. We'll be using our cigarette lighter power supply. If you plan to use your hard wiring, that takes a little bit longer. Let's start off by getting everything out of our box, laid out nice where we can see everything and go over our parts. Let's get started. Start by laying out all your items so you can see them clearly. You should have one air pump with a 2-stage filter, one Joyrider pre-filter, one mount with extra spacers, one Allen wrench, one 10-foot hose. We will be cutting this to make 2 hoses. Do not cut it yet. 2 hose to manifold fittings, 2 hose mounts, 2 mask to hose connectors. These are individually wrapped. Your toolkit, 2 mask bags with a medium and a large sized masks. These are our 2 most popular sizes. There are 2 spare diffusers and 4 extra nasal cushions. Let's go over a little bit of Mask 101. When referring to the race cars, we keep all of our hoses on the left side. That way, if you have to switch drivers or if anything unexpectedly changes, everything's always on the left. So we are going to do our install on the left. The masks come with your exhaust valve pre-installed on the right side. So if you do decide to put your hoses on the right side, you're going to just pop that out. So first things first, you're going to take your mask to hose connector, 3 parts. You're going to take this round in your hand, facing down, and you're just going to pop, pop. You're going to hear a click. You have to get it lined up just right and push. Hear that? All right, we're good to go with that. The diffuser is going to go inside the mask. Sometimes it's a little bit snug. You can stick your fingers in the hole and just kind of wiggle it. You're going to take your diffuser on the inside of the mask and you're going to stretch that material over the rounds, over the threads, and you're going to scoot it down as low as you can. You're then going to start to align your threads and twist. Once they feel like they're hooked, you just kind of got to play with it for a minute. Get it lined up properly. You'd think I'd be a professional at this by now, wouldn't you? Boop. You're going to align your connector into the Velcro strap there before you tighten it. The easiest way to tighten it would be to take 1 or 2 Allen wrenches and twist. You want to make sure that you still have the outside properly aligned because you want to keep that right there. All right, and we'll talk about it later, but if you are going to be using headsets, you're going to remove your exhaust valve and you're going to insert your radio microphone here, but we'll go over that later. So there you have it. You have your mask and your mask to hose connector. Perfect. Before mounting your system, you're going to want to take your pre-filter and put it over your yellow filter. It's kind of like putting on a pillowcase. I like to just flip this side a little bit inside out, stretch it out a little bit, get it started, keeping the cartoon facing forward, get it over the bottom of your system here. Being very patient and very gentle. We don't want to harm the yellow filter. This does take a minute, but just take your time As you're pulling your pre-filter down, you want to be careful not to take your yellow filter with it. If you need to, when you are finished, you can just kind of scoot the yellow filter up a little bit because you want that to be flush and you want your pre-filter to kind of tuck into this lower area nicely. You got it? Mounting the pump. Mount the air pump where you can easily get to your speed control knob while driving. If you purchase the remote wired speed control option, then you can mount your air pumper out of reach. Do not cut your hoses until we reach the section for prepping the hoses. Turns and angles in the hoses. It's very important to remember that every turn or angle in the hose builds more friction for the airflow. Therefore, airflow may be restricted slightly, so keep the turns and angles to a minimum if possible. The included air pump mount is designed to fit the most popular size tubes from 1.5 inches to 2 inches using the included spacers. If you have an odd size tube, you can always double up on the spacers if necessary. The mount is designed to be able to mount your pump in many different positions. The best mounting positions are horizontal or with the filter facing down to ensure that water doesn't get into your hose or your pump. If you choose to flush mount your system, that's what these little guys are for. Prepping the hoses. Your system includes one 10-foot hose. When we cut the hose, the two pieces will be for 2 users. Before cutting, to figure out the hose length, sit in your driver's seat, put on your mask with the hose installed. Then, figure out what path the hose will take from the mask to the pump. It may be helpful to temporarily zip tie the hoses. When sitting in the car with the mask and hose on, move your head back and forth, up and down, and all around to make sure your hose is long enough and not restricting you. Now mark that length on the hose where the hose will go into the connector at the pump. Do not cut yet. Now have your passenger or passengers do the same thing and mark on the other side of the hose. Then cut the hose with scissors centered between the marks and mark the hose, driver or passenger. Then you'll give your 2 hoses a little longer than your measurements. Now let's go to the car and see how it's done. Once you choose a location to mount your pump, then install a spacer if necessary. Then install your mount over the spacer, then secure with a bolt and Allen wrench. Next, we're going to bolt the air system onto the mount. It should be snug, but do not over tighten. Loosely zip tying the hose in place, we recommend the 3 zip tie method we use on the race cars. This will keep the hose where you want it and it will not damage the hose. Pay special attention not to crush the hoses as it will restrict the airflow. Do one last test, moving your head back and forth, up and down, and all around to make sure your hose is long enough. If you need more length, just extend your hose slightly. When your length of your hose is comfortable, slide the end zip tie all the way down to where the hose is going to connect to the manifold, and then tighten your zip tie. If you're not using zip ties, you can use a marker or tape. This is where you're marking your first length of your hose, and then you're going to repeat this on the passengers. After measuring the driver and passenger side, you're going to cut the hose between the two measurements. Once you've determined the length for your hose, it's time to do your final cut. Mark the hoses where to cut and fit into the fitting. We like to keep the hose a little bit longer, as it's a lot easier to fine tune the length by trimming a little bit than it is to add a piece back. Remove and disregard the nuts on the fittings. Now install the hose into the fitting and tighten. Now we're ready to screw the fitting into the air pump. Now repeat on the other side. Here we are with our final install. We've got our hose holder connected here. We've got our power connected and our cigarette lighter. We turn on and off. And we are ready to ride. Preparing the masks. Your Joyrider mask system operates off of positive pressure. What this means is that if there is any small voids in your mask to the outside air, the positive pressure in the mask will blow the dust particles out and away from the mask. It is, however, important to make sure that the mask fits slightly snug to the face to keep the voids to a minimum. Snug, but not tight. To do this, adjust the head and neck strap together to center the mask up and down and side to side on your face. If you wear a radio headset, you'll want to remove the exhaust valve from the mask, like we spoke about earlier. Then you will insert your mic into that hole. You may need to stretch the hole out or trim the fabric depending on the size of the mic. Power. Our system comes with a cigarette lighter power supply. Simply plug it in and you're in business. If you have chosen to hardwire your system or wires to a switch, you will cut the power cord to the desired length and hook it to your power source. Please install using a 7-amp fuse. How to clean the air filter. To clean the air filter, gently remove the filter assembly from the air pump. Firmly pull and wiggle the filter off the motor. Then, carefully remove the pre-filter and the foam filter. We recommend washing your pre-filter and foam filter with warm water with a mild soap solution. Then, gently rinse them in warm water. Let them dry completely before reinstalling. To clean the main filter element, gently tap the filter on the ground to dislodge as much dirt as possible. You can then reinstall or gently use compressed air to further clean the filter. We recommend replacing the filter at least once a season, or more often depending on how much and where you ride. Mask cleaning and storage. After continuous use, you may need to clean your mask. We recommend washing your mask with warm water with a mild soap solution. Remove the exhaust valve and the air hose connector if installed. Gently rinse your mask in warm water. Let your mask air dry and do not put it in the dryer. Store your mask in a dry location out of the elements. When cleaning your car, it's very important to cover your air system to ensure water or chemicals don't damage it. Well, there you have it. We hope you enjoy your new system and look forward to breathing air and not dust. Stay safe, and we hope to see you on the trails. And if you love your Joyrider dustless air system, please let us know by following us on Facebook and Instagram at joyrider.fun. If you have any questions, concerns, or ideas on how we can improve our products, please feel free to contact us at info@joyrider.fun.